You know, the more I look throughout history, the more that things my nerd ass loves are real. And sci-fi is way more sci and less fi than we think. Take the Jedi, for example. Warrior monks who are deeply religious. Yeah, that sounds like the Knights Templar. History doesn't suck. Your teachers just sucked at it. So apparently both groups woke up one day and decided, you know what's a great idea? Let's take this enlightenment thing we have going on and add some fucking swords. Founded in approximately 25,000 BBY. For those that don't speak nerd, BBY stands before the Battle of Yavin, which is a pivotal moment in Star Wars history where the rebels blew up the Death Star and subsequently killed 1 million people. Let's focus on the positive, alright? Formed on the planet of Octo, which is the same planet where Luke Skywalker became a grumpy space dick, their core beliefs were balance in the Force. Okay, hear me out on this. Anakin was supposed to balance the Force, right? So, here we go. Before him, there was a shit ton of Jedi and 2 Sith. Then Anakin raged like my wife driving in traffic.
I hate them.
After that, there were 2 Sith. Palpatine and Vader, and 2 Jedi, Obi-Wan and Yoda. That seems pretty damned balanced now, doesn't it? Round-faced history guy, what about other Jedi like Ahsoka? Seriously, bro, I'm impressed that you know Star Wars. Thank you so much for asking. Ahsoka actually left the Order before Order 66, and was not considered part of the Jedi, which is why she wasn't mowed down when Anakin went off like a kid who just keeps respawning and annihilating everyone.
I hate them.
She only became a Jedi after it was past their bedtime. And I know someone's gonna say, oh, there's more Jedi. Yeah, in hiding. There were 2 major players on each side. That's all. 2 Jedi, 2 Sith. The Templars were formed in 1119 AD, mostly because the trip to Jerusalem was an absolute nightmare. A group of dudes got together and said, hear me out, let's protect Christian pilgrims. To which they replied, absolutely. Side quest, let's open a few banks along the way, that way we got them coming and going. So while the Jedi were busy contemplating the mysteries of the universe, the Templars were out here creating fucking banking and credit cards. The Jedi Code is all about peace, serenity, and suppressing literally every human emotion. You know, because if you feel anything, you might turn into a walking machine of death with glowing yellow eyes. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? The Templars, by all definition, were Catholic warrior monks. Catholic, meaning the church. They worked for the church. Any hoozles, both groups took vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, which is ironic because the Templars were filthy rich, questionably obedient, and had the sex appeal of a fucking granite slab. Nothing says spiritual devotion like loneliness, war trauma, and a complete lack of emotional stability. Round-faced history guy. Jesus Christ, what? If they were monks, then why do they have weapons? Because they took a vow of chastity, bro. Do I need to go on?
That's some shit.
The Jedi were literal superhumans. They deflected lasers. Well, stormtroopers can't hit shit, so deflecting lasers is a stretch. But they move stuff with their minds and won wars by deeply looking disappointed. Obi-Wan himself once led clone troopers into battle with nothing but a robe and a passive-aggressive stare. I mean, seriously, Yoda is 2 feet tall and still managed to bounce around like a Mexican jumping bean and take out Sith Lords like he's cutting up bacon for breakfast. Now, the Templars were superhuman in their own right as well. They wore 80 pounds of armor and bathed once a year on Easter. Actually, they fought in the Crusades and were considered an elite shock trooper for God. Still don't understand why a church that hangs its hat on peace and forgiveness needs a shock trooper. Primarily, their tactics were incredibly aggressive. For example, the Templars created the squad charge. They often led the charge against enemy lines, aiming to break through and create openings for other crusading forces, which was the medieval equivalent of kick down the door, unalive everything, plant a flag, post it to Twitter. Now, both the Jedi and the Templars were really about one thing: power. The Jedi Council had that dad energy. You know, that kind of energy where mom starts the conversation with, guess what your child did? They were supposed to be apolitical, and yet they were generals in wars, because nothing says neutrality like helping to create an army of genetically identical soldiers to fight in a war that nobody voted for. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The Roman Empire never died. It became a church, which, ipso facto, still makes it an empire today. The Vatican is its own country, under the rule of one man, the Pope. He makes the rules, all things go through him, there are no elections, government officials are appointed by the Emperor, Pope. They have their own bank, own rules, own laws, and to be part of the whole damn thing, you have to be a member of the clergy, which the Templars were. They were a bank. They owned land, lent money to kings, and probably invented the phrase, "it's just business." But nothing lasts forever, especially when you're a self-righteous, vaguely terrifying prick. The Jedi were wiped out in the Pope's, Palpatine's Order 66, which was basically a galaxy-wide death order.
Do it.
You see, the Jedi had too much power and needed to be eliminated, otherwise the Empire would have a mortal enemy. Enter some skinny kid with plot armor and a light-up carnival toy, and it looks like a group of 3-year-olds learning to skate. And as it turns out, letting old lightning fingers run your government wasn't such a great idea. Back to the Templars. See, King Philip of France owed them money, which he did not want to pay, so he accused them of heresy and devil worship. You see, Philip had a friend in the Empire. Church. You see, Pope Clement VI and Philip were best friends, which makes Philip's bullshit his bullshit. Meaning that he got his homie, an old guy with a creepy voice, to issue a planet-wide death order.
Do it.
On Friday, October 13th, 1307, the church sent out orders to be opened simultaneously all across Europe at the same time. The Templars were then arrested, found guilty of heresy, and burned at the stake. Mostly because the church would then have a mortal enemy who they couldn't stop and would cause them to not be able to hold power.
I hate them.
So what did they leave us behind? The Jedi gave us disapproving dad looks, the Force, lightsabers, and accidentally caused Darth Vader, so that's really a mixed bag there.
You were the chosen one.
The Templars gave us the foundation of modern banking, half of the Assassin's Creed lore, and centuries of conspiracy theories involving church and the treasure. They are going to find something on Oak Island. I swear they will. However, I do believe the Jedi got some stuff right. As it stated, the Force surrounds us and binds us all together. An invisible energy that goes through everyone. We have something like that. It's called quantum physics. You see, inside the atoms there's an electron field that exists in both a positive and negative state, meaning that you can influence it and control it. This creates an energy that goes through us, surrounds us, and binds us together. Listen, all I'm saying is that in theory, your energy force can influence the world around you by simply thinking about it. So in conclusion, don't trust galactic senates, French monarchs, or anything that is controlled by an old religious dude who's always sitting, wears long robes, and is generally creepy. Yeah, I heard what I said too, and I don't like it. And with that being said, thanks for watching. The best way to support me is to like, comment, or share in my videos. TikTokHistoryTeacher.com. You can find links to the merch store, Discord, Vibe PEMF device, or Vagu Vibe VNS device. If you want to support me further, you can subscribe to either my Patreon or community on TikTok. And if you're not following me on TikTok, go over there, as I usually release videos daily. And with that being said, be nice, be kind, be patient. I gotta go get me a fucking lightsaber. Listen, all I'm saying is that I'm going to save the galaxy from the church. The Empire.